Okay, Chair, when you're ready, we're now live on YouTube. Thank you.
Thanks, Debbie. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to East Devon District Council's virtual community grant panel meeting. Today, the 31st of August, 2022. I am your chair, Councillor Jack Rowland. I would also like to welcome anyone watching the meeting via the live streaming. Based on the decision of Council, we will continue to hold virtual meetings until the 31st of October, 2022. I would like to remind both members and public attending or watching that this council has delegated much of its decision-taking power to our senior officers. May I remind members that the Code of Conduct applies throughout this meeting. We also reserve the right to remove and disconnect any participant who is disrupting the meeting by whatever means. Please turn any telephone devices off or to silent. In the event of a break in the internet connection, please bear with us as we try to reconnect. After 15 minutes, if we're not able to reconnect, we will consider the meeting adjourned and reconvene at a later date. If you wish to comment, please raise your electronic hand and wait to be called. We will now start the meeting by doing a roll call of committee members here present. Over to you, Debbie.
Thanks, Chair. Let's start with you, Councillor Jack Rowland.
Present, thank you.
Thank you. I don't see Councillor Bailey on the call. Councillor Key, next, please.
Yes, present, Debbie.
Thank you, Councillor Key. I've had apologies from Councillor Loudon, so I move on to Councillor Helen Parr, please.
Hello.
Hi, good morning, Helen. Thank you. And Councillor Pook, good morning.
Hello, yes.
Thanks.
I'm present.
Thank you. So I can confirm we're quorate, Chair. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Debbie, and welcome to all councillors this morning. Thank you for attending. Agenda item 1 is public speaking. I don't believe we have any public speakers wishing to speak. So agenda item 2 is minutes of our previous meeting held on the 9th of March this year. If anyone has a comment on these set of minutes, please do this by raising your electronic hand. If I have no hands raised, I would take this as an indication that you will endorse the minutes. That's good. I don't see any electronic hands being raised, so I'll take that as a sign that the minutes have been endorsed. Okay, agenda item 3 is apologies. Over to you, Debbie.
Yep, so just apologies from Councillor John Loudon, Chair, and I think Councillor Jess Bailey has just joined us.
Okay, thank you. I'll just wait a minute to see if she actually joins us.
Jess, can you just confirm that you're present at the meeting?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Great, thanks a lot.
Sorry I was late.
Okay, morning, Jess. Thank you.
Morning.
We're just on agenda item 4, so declarations of interest.
Okay.
Over to you, Debbie.
Yeah, so if any members present have got a declaration to declare, can you please raise your electronic hand now, and we'll deal with them by exception rather than go through on roll call. Thank you.
So we can move on to the next agenda item then.
Okay, lovely, thank you.
Okay, agenda item 5 is matters of urgency. There are no matters of urgency. Agenda item 6, confidential exempt items. There are no items of this nature which officers recommend should be dealt with in this way. So we can move swiftly on then to agenda item 7, which is to discuss the main reason for our meeting, which is to discuss the 2 funding requests we've had. So, Jamie, over to you to introduce the first one.
Thank you very much, Chair. So the first one is Chardstock Community Shop. They currently don't own the shop, but they have raised enough money to take it over. It is a currently privately owned commercial business, but the people that are currently running it are retiring. They couldn't find a new commercial buyer. So the community have stepped up, raised a load of money, and are currently, I think they're at the point of exchanging contracts on the shop. And their idea is to set it up as a not-for-profit community shop. And they've come to us for a grant to separate, which would essentially legally separate the shop from the dwelling next door, which is where the current owners live. And it will give them 2 access points, which are required for a shop, and some fire safety measures as well. So it certainly sounds like it's a really well-used shop, so it's important to keep it. And I think it's fantastic that the community have raised enough money to purchase it, and they have really good plans in place for future work to the shop as well.
Thanks, Jamie. I know I was quite amazed when I read this, that to be successful in raising £250,000 is a fantastic testament to that community. So I can see Councillor Keeley David, you've got your hand raised. Over to you.
Yes, thank you very much, Chairman. Yes, I mean, this has been an absolutely incredible feat what they've done, because there was a possibility if they couldn't have got anybody to take it over, they would have lost the post office, because as the post office is a 5 or 6 day a week post office, if they couldn't have kept that up, then they would have actually lost the use of the post office. It would have been completely taken away. So it was on the radio this morning as well that they have raised £250,000. They have, in actual fact, appointed a shop manager already, and they're hoping to sign the contracts, I think, within 2 or 3 days. I, in actual fact, was brought up within about 1.5 miles of Chardstock, so I know the area very well. It is quite a big village, and I think these sort of things, the village shop, is very, very important for the local people, because it saves them travelling. Plus, in a lot of cases, older people are go there, in actual fact, just to have a natter, which is incredible, really. And I saw the number of points. I think it was 23, Jamie, out of 25, was it, that they scored? And I would like to sort of fully support it and propose that we actually do allocate that money to them. Thank you.
Thanks very much, David. Thank you. Is there a seconder then, as it's already been proposed? Thanks, Jeff. Do you want to speak as well?
Not much more to say than but to congratulate them on getting their community together. And I think other communities should look at the model, and we should actually look at the model to see how they've done that. So when we talk to other communities, we've actually got something we can take forward and say that it is possible. It's not pie in the sky. It'll get this sort of money. So yeah, I think it's very well done, and more than happy to second it.
Thank you very much. Okay. Sounds already that we're in a position then to vote on this one. So in time of question. Oh, sorry,
Chair. Could I just come back? In actual fact, on the radio this morning, I think it was within 6 weeks they'd raised the money. It was absolutely unbelievable.
Okay, Jamie, you wanted to come back?
Yeah, just following Councillor Pook's comment, really, we could add into the terms and conditions of the grant that they have a meeting with me maybe, and we discuss how they've done that, and we can put a simple couple of pages together to send out to other local communities if necessary. So that's something that we can add in if you want to.
Yeah, I think that'd be an excellent idea. Yeah, thank you.
Support that, Chair.
Thank you. Okay with you as well, Jeff, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Do we just need to add something into I appreciate the just sounds from what Councillor David Key just said, that they're on the point of completing the purchase. Do we just need to add a caveat in as well that our decision on this is predicated on actually that completion being completed, sale being completed, as it's not actually gone through yet?
Yeah.
So would you, as the mover and the seconder, accept that as well, just as a condition to put in?
Yes, certainly. Agree for that.
Okay, thanks very much. And can we just, in time-honoured fashion, then go with the voting process of green ticks for yes or red crosses for no?
Okay, Chair, so the vote's taking place, and I have 4 votes in favour, no votes against.
Sorry, I support it, but I'm on my phone and I don't know how to put my green tick. Thank you.
No problem, Jess. Okay, so that's supported unanimously, Chair. So that's in support of the application, including a clause in terms of providing the good practice to Jamie that she can pass on to the benefit of others, and with a caveat that there is a successful completion. Okay, thanks, Chair.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we move on to the next one then, which is the Dalwood Community Shop. Back to you, Jamie.
Very much, Chair. So Dalwood Community Shop currently exists. They're running Dalwood Community Shop. It's leased from East Devon District Council. And this particular project came to us, I think it was just before coronavirus. And they wanted to create a meeting area within the shop, sort of a small cafe area with a few tables and seats so that people could informally meet up within Dalwood, try and reduce social isolation and things like that, and to give small informal groups somewhere to meet for free. And we did approve it at the time, but then there was significant delays between Dalwood Community Shop and East Devon District Council in terms of them signing up for a new lease. All that has now been sorted out. So we cancelled the grant previously. And they've come back in now that they have that new lease to apply for exactly the same project again. So again, it has been supported by the local community. There is felt to be a need for it within the local community. My areas of concern with this was mainly the shortfall that they currently have. The shortfall is currently £4,250, although they have done a fantastic job of raising all of the rest. So if members were minded to approve this project, again, I would probably suggest putting a caveat in it saying that, you know, keep us informed about how you're doing with that shortfall, and we won't sign a grant agreement until you have all the money in place. They do have a grant already from the parish council of £3,500, which is something that I know members are quite keen to see. And yeah, it's just a really well supported little local community shop community project. Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie. I'll open it up then. Has anybody got any questions concerning the application? There's a couple that occurred to me, but I'll open it up first before I say anything. Yeah, Jeff.
Sorry, I forgot the yellow hand thing. Yeah, it's just that, is there any way which we can get, I know it's sort of risking the money, but well, if it doesn't start now, is it going to be something where the money, the hall's contribution sits there and maybe gets lost, and the other contribution, people lose faith in it? If people see that it is going ahead and they just sort of say, look, this is going ahead, but we do need the 4,250 by such and such, it gives them a target and gives them a reason and keeps them momentum. Because in all community projects and other things I'm involved in, maintaining momentum and interest is the key thing. And if people think, oh Christ, we've done all this work, we still can't quite get across the line, then it might go about. So I don't know if there's any sort of commitment that, yeah, within 12 months it's paid back if it hasn't gone forward. I'm just sort of thinking as I'm talking.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. David and then Helen.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Yes, in actual fact, I mean, I had a little bit of sort of talk with Dalwood, because in actual fact, they were in the throes of losing their post office person. And in our pottery here, we had the post office one morning a week, which was on a Friday. And anyway, they could only manage a Friday over there. And so we changed ours here, and it means now that they've managed to keep their post office morning for a Friday, and we've changed now to a Wednesday. So yes, I mean, it's not a very big village, but it is important that these places are kept open and supported, and I fully support what they're doing there anyway. Thank you.
Thanks, David. Helen.
Thank you. I think I saw that they were hoping to get a grant from the Blackdown Hills AOMB people, and I wondered how that's progressed and if they've got that money. And also, they were talking about other ways of reducing their shortfall. So I just wondered if there's any update on that. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Helen. It was one of the questions I had. Because I was a little bit confused about the Blackdown Hills AONB grant when they said the amount was unknown. I didn't quite understand that, because surely they've put an application for an amount. So that was one aspect. And the other thing I was slightly concerned about, the 3 quotes all date from last November. and inevitably those costs involved in those costs would have those quotes would have increased now, I would have thought, with up-to-date information. So just a bit of a concern that it could have actually widened the shortfall involved. Jamie, can you sort of comment on any of those points?
So I don't have an update on where they currently are with the funding. This is where they were, I guess it was probably about 6 to 8 weeks ago now. But I can get a further update, and I know that they are in the process of getting in whatever shortfall that they have. So they're working hard to do that. And as Councillor Pook said, they have had quite a lot of donations from local people as well. And yeah, there is a worry that that momentum will be lost for those local people if things don't start happening soon, because obviously it's been on the cards for probably 2.5 years now. But I can certainly get updates on the success of grants, and we can ask them to keep us informed about how their shortfall is going. In terms of the quotes, I think this is one where they added in a contingency to their costs, which could cover some of that extra increase that we know has all happened to building projects. To see if I can check that.
I think they probably put a 10% contingency in, didn't they?
Yeah, so they've put, yeah, you're right, inflation contingency £2,000 as part of their overall costs. So that will account for at least some of the increases in building materials and things.
Okay, thanks, Jamie. Any member of the panel wish to put forward a recommendation on this one then? Jeff? You're on mute, Jeff. It's bound to happen at some point, wouldn't it? It's usually me.
I'm happy to propose it, yeah. Whether we want to have any clawback if it doesn't happen in 12 months or something, how we'd write that, I don't know, without sort of stopping them going forward. But yeah, I think these things, if we're going to put money into communities, we've got to put money into communities, so I'm happy to support it.
Okay, thanks, Jeff.
I'm happy to second that, Chairman.
I didn't want to cut across you, David, but I noticed Helen did have a electronic hand up before you, but I take it she was going to second it anyway. Yeah. Is there anything you wanted to say, Helen? Anyway.
No, I just agree that we must support them. I think they've had a really rough time because obviously they couldn't go ahead originally, and that grant was then cancelled. I just think we've got to support them, and so I second it completely. Thank you.
Okay, well, we've got 2 seconders there then. Good, excellent. Okay, so I assume we don't want to put any caveats around this then, or do you want to put a target date on for when this money's got to be used by? Jamie, is there anything you'd want to comment about that?
So the way that the grant is paid out is it's upon receipt of invoices and receipts. So we wouldn't actually hand over the money until they've done the project anyway. They do have 12 months in the grant offer letters. They do have 12 months to spend the money. So as long as the project happens within the next 12 months, then we would pay them back.
Okay.
It may obviously be that if it's delayed significantly more, other grants that they've got in may be affected. But yeah, we certainly wouldn't pay over until it's been happening.
Okay, thanks for that, Jamie. Okay, can we now go to a vote on this one then, please? And Jess, we probably need your verbal acceptance, or otherwise if you can give that as well.
Thank you. Yes, I support it. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Jess. Okay, Chair, so that is supported unanimously for that grant. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, the good news is that brings our meeting to an end, and I'd like to thank everyone, including any members of the public watching online, for taking part. However, can I just remind all those present that the supporting officer will confirm when the meeting is no longer being recorded or going live, and until then your comments will be live to the public. Thank you.
I'd like to just say thank you to Jamie for all the hard work she's putting into everything.